Caught up with Daniel Deason from Bolivar, Missouri. Daniel, you telling me here a while ago you raced at some lower classes but kind of worked your way up to street stock. You never have raced here before. First time here last night, and you qualified 5th. Man, that's not too bad.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm having a blast.
And I don't know of any other race around this part of the country that pays $5,000 to win. So, man, it's a big payday for you guys.
Now, this is nice. It'd be great to actually take it home for the win for the first year in this car. It's my 4th night in this. This is actually the 5th night in this car. Last night was my 4th night ever driving this car. So, my first night was at Lucas. It didn't turn out too well, but I'm getting the hang of this car. So.
Yeah. I was going to say, I was just talking to Jim Moody down there. I'm sure you know that name. He's driven a modified here for years, and I just caught him down there walking over to watch the race. He was telling me, he said, they're a little bit different to drive. He said, you got a little bit more weight to deal with.
Yeah, they're a little harder to drive. I've tried modifieds. I wouldn't trade this for anything.
You drew on the redraw. You drew 4th, so you're going to be outside the 2nd row. Yeah. Seriously, what do you think it's going to take to win this thing? I think it's 50 laps, if I remember right. Just kind of hang around at the first part and be there at the end?
Yeah, try to stay up as close to the front as you can for at least the 3/4 of the race, and then try not to burn your tires up too early and make it count those last 10-15 laps. Yeah. So
I know the feeling. You know, they have them holiday specials here all the time, and I see a guy get out, he'll lead for 20-25 laps, but boy, you get down, especially that last 10, that's when it gets serious.
Oh yeah.
Like you say, just kind of preserve the tires and just hang in there close.
Yes. Yep, just preserve the tires and just hang out there and try to do your best and try not to get too far back in the pack. It makes it a little harder to make your way back up towards the front. So it's going to be a lot of good drivers out there. So and everybody's out to win it. So you just got to try and get tore up.
My advice is follow that 133.
Yeah. I'd rather him be behind me, but we'll see what happens.
Well, that's till the end. Then you pass him at the end. But anyway, Daniel, let's have some fun tonight, man. And congratulations on a good run for just the 4th time in the car. So I'm sure you're going to be excited to get out and just have some hot laps, see what the track holds tonight.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's probably going to slick off when we get out there for the feature or A-main, but see how it works. We changed a few things on the car, so I'm hoping it's in the better and not the worst. So.
Okay, Daniel Deason from Bolivar, and he's going to start 4th, man. Go get him, Tiger.
Thank you.
We've got the top qualifier for this race here tonight at Central Missouri Speedway for the street stocks, $5,000 to win, Cody Frazon. Cody, man, you got to be happy with the qualifying. What we were just talking there, you won all of your heat races, come from the back on one of them.
Yes, sir. A lot of luck went our way, and we were going pretty fast, and everything just worked out. So.
Well, it sounds like it might have stopped just a little bit, though, when it come to the redraw.
Yeah, we didn't do very good there. We drew the first pill, and it was a number 6. So, but that's okay. I didn't really want to start on the pole anyway.
Well, in 50 laps, man, this thing's going to take a little while to play out, and the track's going to change. And
yes, sir.
As long as you can stay up toward the front and hang with them guys and keep your tires up, you should be okay.
That's right. I'm going to try to be as smooth as possible for 50 laps and hope it works out.
And of course, that last 10 is where it's really important. I mean, that's to me, that's the money laps right there when you get down to that. But I was asking you a while ago, and I think it's interesting how you out-qualified Moody by a 0.5 point. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I guess that I had one heat race with 11 cars, and I went from the back to first in it, and he only had one with 10 to first, and that gave me an extra point because it's a 1.5 point per car you pass. So I got that extra half, got me in there.
Man, they're getting technical here.
Yeah, there's very few places do heads-up racing anymore.
Yeah, but according to my list, though, you guys were pretty much on top of everybody else because I'm talking and I can't hear myself, but you guys were at least, it looks like 4 or 5 points ahead of everybody. The closest one to you two was 189. You had 192, and Jim 191.5.
Right.
But I guess the plan, like we just talked about already, is just kind of stay in touch, save the car, and be there for them last 10.
Yeah, that's right. I just want to keep in that top 5 position. I would like to stay up there, stay smooth, and a lap 25 maybe start turning it on, and maybe lap 10 we really turn it on. That's what I'm hoping for.
And you were telling me also you'd like to bring in a lot of these other local tracks. You run down at Lucas Oil quite a bit down there, run up here a little bit, but kind of representing Lucas Oil. So, man, you got to put the pedal to the metal for them guys down there.
Yeah, I run 50% there and 50% here, to be honest. This is closer to home for me. But I think for local guys, I'd like to pull for everybody. So.
Yeah. Well, it's really a good deal because I see a lot of names I recognize this year, and I could be wrong, but I was thinking last year they had quite a few guys from Arkansas or something that came up here and kind of dominated the show, or made a good showing anyway. But
Right.
Cody, let's go out and have some fun tonight, man. I'm looking forward to videoing this, so go out there and do what you can.
All right, buddy. I hope you guys have fun watching. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, street stocks, like sometimes you can't get it any better than that. You get into them modified, somebody dominates. Street stocks, there's usually 4 or 5 guys, and that's the way it looks like tonight.
All right, yeah, these cars are real close, man. There's a lot of us real fast. I hope it does work out.
Have fun, man.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Got the third qualifier, but drew 5th, Merle Woods. Merle having a pretty good night, man. Third's not too bad with this bunch of cars. I think I got 40 cars entered. You got to be happy.
Yeah, I think there's 47 maybe to be exact, but they do a pretty good format here. They have we draw 3 times and for 3 heat races, and kind of get to run 3 different times, see what your car's got, and been through the pits talking to all the guys. Everybody likes it.
Yeah.
You're not just one and done on the heat race.
Yeah.
You get to do a little bit of racing and tuning on your car. But
Yeah.
we were benefit of having a pretty fast car right off the bat, so we got to keep tweaking on it and just getting a little better and
Right.
finishing good. So.
Where do you normally run at?
We don't have a home track. We just travel and do these big money shows like this that these
really?
guys have put on. Yeah, they're starting to pop up more and more. Batesville had the original 10,000 to win for this street stock class. I think they're on their 23rd or 4th year now. We kind of been doing that and had success. We won that one. We run at Fort Smith Tri-State Speedway. We won their 5,000 win a couple times. West Plains has one. We don't run there. They got a little bit different rules package we don't have a car for, but a lot of these guys that we race against race there. Wheatland has one in 2 weeks. They got a 10,000 to win. So.
Where is your hometown?
Republic, Missouri. We used to run at Monette quite a bit. They quit running our class. They dropped a couple of classes. They had a switch in owners and a little bit switch in thought, I think, on cars that needed to run there. So we're kind of homeless. We're kind of nomads.
Well, that's a good deal because I don't know about you, but I never did like running for points. I think I'd rather do something like what you're talking about, just go out there after the big money and see how you stack up.
Yeah, this is my 20th year racing. I started out in a 2-man cruiser, and we ran for points, and we won the points. And I knew right then I hated points. So we flirted with the late model stuff a little bit. I won Rookie of the Year in the Show Me Series, I think back in 04 or something like that, and ran for points then and hated it then. And my heart's always been in the street stock deal. It's always a lot of fun, great guys to race against, and I really enjoy it, and that's where we just stay.
I was going to say, this car over here on the other side of us looks a lot like this one, so I presume you own it too. And
I got a really good car owner, Jim Odell. He really takes care of me, and we ran that car the last 2 seasons, and this year we decided to build a new car, and I built it, and we had that one sitting, and Jim sponsors Jim Moody in the modified a little bit, and Jim sold his modified and been playing around with other cars, and we had these 3 big money races come up, and we're like, well, we got 2 cars, might as well put somebody in it in case I have bad luck. And Jim ran it at Lucas the other night, first time in it. I think he got 8th, did pretty good. Went to Batesville second, quick, fast time out of, I think there was 53 cars down there, and did really good. And but I got to go hot lap.
I was going to say, it sounds like you got to go. Yeah. But anyway, going to be the 5th starter, if I remember.
Yep.
Have fun, man.
Thank you.
We've got Derek Brown, the 4th qualifier here tonight for this big 5,000 to win show at CMS. Derek, man, you got to be happy with drawing that first thing, but man, that's going to be hard to defend out there.
Yeah, I got lucky and drew a number 1. Now just have to see if I can keep it.
I was going to say, you guys just got back from hot laps, and what I heard you guys talking about down there was 1 and 2 looks pretty good, but boy, there's nothing to get a hold of in 4.
Yeah, it's a complete flip-flop from end to end.
Yeah.
Not sure how you tune for that, but we'll figure it out, I guess.
You got a long ways to go. You still got qualifying heat races, 2 other A mains before yours. That track's probably going to be a dry on both ends by the time you get out there, if I had to make a guess. But what's your plan? Just kind of try to go out and set kind of a neutral pace and see what happens?
I hope it slicks off from top to bottom, and I'll stay on the bottom until somebody shows me a nose, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's the plan anyway.
Well, I'll guarantee you 133 because he runs up around the top. I don't know if I've ever seen Jim Moody run down around the bottom very much, but if that high side's working, man, he'll be up there.
I'm not scared to run the top either. If it's fast, I'll go up there, but I start on the bottom, so I'll just stick with the bottom.
Yeah. Well, your luck's starting off good, man. A good draw. So all you got to do is stay out front.
It's easier said than done.
I knew you'd say that because it's not easy. It's a good bunch of cars here tonight. It looks like 47, I think somebody said. So all I can say is have fun, man. Enjoy it. And I don't know what second, third, or fourth pays, but it's got to be pretty good money.
Yeah, this race does pay back pretty good, so just see what I can do.
Okay, once again, fourth qualifier, but drew the pole, Derek Brown. Have fun, man.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks, sir. I appreciate it. We've got the sixth qualifier, Toby Ott from Wheatland, Missouri. And Toby, have you run here before at CMS?
I have run here before. I come up here last year for their big Street Stock Showdown race, and everything didn't have too good of luck. Kind of had a little accident in the B main last year and didn't even make the A main. So anyway, we were fortunate enough to qualify in the top six tonight, but for tonight, I guess, rather. But anyway, looking forward to it. Just got back in from hot laps. Car felt good. Everything's good.
Yeah.
Officials and stuff up here, everybody, the staff at this place is phenomenal. I mean, they're really second to none. They're very polite. I mean, really get the show going. Everything just really, it goes with flow. Really good around here.
Earl and Susan been at it for a while. They know how to do it.
Yeah, they do know what they're doing. There's no doubt about it. There ain't no BS with them.
Yeah.
I mean,
boy, that's the truth.
Right. So.
Yeah. How did you do on the redraw?
On the redraw, I actually didn't even have to redraw, because I was the sixth qualifier, so they left number 2 laying there for me. So I got to pick number 2. So I didn't even have to pick my fate on that one. I let everybody else do it for me. Yeah. So, but yeah, I was pretty fortunate to get up there and get started on the front row outside. So, anyway,
oh man, that's pretty nice out there.
Well, it's pretty nice. Other than you don't have to worry about, or you just have to worry about everybody else. Who's coming in where, and so it's a lot easier to start back second or third row, honestly. So
watch what those guys where they mess up.
Yep, that's right. But all goes well in there. Maybe we can get going up through there and keep everybody behind us anyway.
Yeah. Well, I was just up talking to the pole setter a while ago there, and I asked him what he was going to do. He says, "Well, I'm going to try and get out front and stay out front."
Yeah. That's me and him probably got the same attitude on that one.
Yeah.
So that one of us is going to have to give. Only one of us is going to get up front, though.
Yeah. I'm sure, man, you got some fast cars behind you. There'll be somebody, like he was saying. He told me, he says, "Well, I'm going to stay on that bottom side till somebody shows me a nose." And like I told him, I think this guy just a space or two down from me here, 133. He'll be up there around that top, I guarantee you. Moody loves it up there on the cushion.
There's probably not a person on this track that's made more laps around this racetrack than Jim Moody. I mean, if anybody knows this track like the back of the hand, that's Jim.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no doubt he'll be coming. Yeah. All of these guys, Will Burl Woods and Chris Lloyd and all of them, they'll all be showing up through here. So there ain't nobody to count out. Just because you're starting at the front don't mean you're going to stay there.
Yeah, I was going to say tough race, 50 laps too, man. That's a long time to hang in there and hang out. But man, have some fun tonight. I appreciate you talking with us, and let's have some fun, man.
We'll do it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, Jim Moody, I waited to interview you last so you could have the last word on this thing because, man, you've got so many laps on this place. It's just crazy. I'm sure you've got the feel. We did talk a little earlier about how much different it was to drive this car. Tell us just a little bit how much different it is.
It's huge. No suspension like a modified, and they weigh 800 pounds more than a modified, and it's a learning curve. We struggle at times, but we're getting past her.
Somebody, I think the guy next to you here, Wood, was telling me that you ran a big race somewhere and won one here in this car.
We didn't win one, but we went down to Batesville and ran down there, 10,000 to win. Never been there, and qualified second quick out of 60 cars, so it was good. And we had a little tire trouble in the feature, didn't get a good finish, but it was fun.
Yeah. What is it going to take tonight? Because what are you starting, first of all? How'd you do on the redraw?
3, so I start second row inside. I think it's going to take some patience, and hopefully I can keep myself slowed down to keep this car up under me. I want to go fast like a modified, and these just, you got to be careful, because if you get them you know, if you don't keep them in the racetrack, they get really hard to, you know, they don't go. So, you know, we'll see.
Yeah, I was watching you guys out there in hot laps because the Wood was right ahead of you there, and it looked like the first 2 or 3 laps you were right with him and looked like wanting to pass him but couldn't. But then that last part you changed your line or something, and you kind of dropped back. Well, just testing out some lines. Did you learn anything?
Yeah, I was just moving around, and these are brand new tires we need to get ran in, so I was kind of trying some different. Last night the car was a little tight, and we changed some things, and it was pretty good.
Yeah. Man, I'm looking forward to watching this, mainly on account of you, because I've seen you run here so many times. And Jim, if I might say, I think you're right. I think it's patience on this deal.
Oh, yeah, and you know, there's a lot of fast. These guys are fast, and they drive these cars weekly, all the time, and it'll be good. It'll be fun. We'll see what we got. Hopefully, we can get these 2 cars, first and second, and it'll be a good night for the car owner. He's a big sponsor of mine and owns these cars, and man, it's a blast driving them.
Yeah. Okay, Jim, all I can say is I can hardly wait. So, brother, let's go have some fun.
Let's get it. All right, thank you.
Derek Brown, Toby Ott, front row. Jim Moody, Deason, row 2. Woods, Frazon, row 3. See if we can get some laps in here, guys. Let's get this thing going. And here we go. Street stock showdown here from Central Missouri Speedway in Warrensburg, Missouri. 50 laps planned in the books here tonight. Let's see if we can get this race underway. As they come around, get a lap in the books. Here we go. Yes. And Toby Ott as your race leader on lap number 1. It's Derek Brown, Daniel Deason, Jim Moody, and then Frazon, your top 5. Burl Woods in the 135. See a lot of bottom feeding right now. Let's see if anybody will jump up to the top of the track early on here, though it's Toby Ott. Still Derek Brown, Deason, Moody. And now the 135 of Burl Woods as your top 5. Good side-by-side action with your leaders with Brown and Toby Ott. 4 laps in the books now. So Toby Ott and Brown, good race up front between your top 2. Still Toby Ott as your leader. So Ott, Brown, Deason, Moody, Burl Woods, Cody Frazon, Flood, Chris Lloyd, David Hendricks, and Larry Ferris, your top 10. Still Toby Ott. He's using like a mid to high line. Flood on 42 moves up into 6 now, gets by Frazon. But here comes Brown now in the 11, Derek Brown. New leader on lap number 7, Derek Brown. Daniel Deason there in the 1 car. Ott. And now Burl Woods as he gets into Deason, hangs on to it. Burl Woods in the 133 of Moody, try to go to the high side in 1 and 2. Meanwhile, Derek Brown starts to pull away from the field. This will be lap number 9. So Derek Brown, Ott, Deason, Burl Woods, Moody, Flood. Here comes a 54 of Hendricks now, the 04 of Frazon. Back to your leaders, coming across the front. That'll be lap number 10. So 10 in the books, 40 to go. Kind of getting into a rhythm now with everybody. Everybody's settling down. I see Tud Welshmar on the high side in turn number 2. But Derek Brown, your leader. So Brown, Toby Ott, Deason, Burl Woods. Moody now takes it up top side, right in front of Hendricks there in the 44. James Flood, the 04 of Frazon. And then you have the 1X of Chris Lloyd, and then Dalton Imhoff, your top 10 right now here on lap number 12. Derek Brown brings around turn number 4, still your race leader as everybody's kind of settled in on the laps. Car pulls off now. I believe that was Deason, the 1D. He was up in the top 5. Derek Deason, problem on the 1D. So the 11. Still Derek Brown, Toby Ott. Now here comes Burrow Woods in the 135. Burrow Woods for that second spot. Here comes Burrow. David Hendricks now to the high side. He's up into that top 4. It's Flood and then the 155 of Moody. 133 of Moody up on that Huff side. But still Derek Brown, Burrow Woods, Toby Ott, David Hendricks, James Flood, your top 5, and then the 133 of Moody. There's your race leaders now. We'll get up into lap traffic here. That's the Y3 of Ethan Lamons just in front of your leaders. This will be lap 17 this time across, lap 17. For your leader right there, the 11, Derek Brown. And it's still Burrow Woods now, Burrow Woods. The 54 of Hendricks on that high side. Here comes David Hendricks. As Lamons in front of your race leader, Derek Brown. He goes high side to stay in front of Hendricks in the 54. Burrow Woods, the 27 of Ott, the 133 of Moody. Flood in the 42. "19 laps now with your race leader, but here comes Hendricks as Hendricks puts on some pressure on Brown, your race leader. Burrow Woods right behind them in the 135, Toby Ott. Then it's Flood in the 133 of Moody. Back to your leaders now. Here comes Hendricks. Hendricks making a run here on the high side out of turn number 2. It'll be Jason Parks and the 21 of Welshmeyer just in front of them. Your next lap cars, this is lap 21 as they go by this time. Here's Hendricks, though. Hendricks making it work here on the high side. Still Derek Brown, though, as your race leader. Good battle between these top 2. Meanwhile, Ethan Lamons, the Y3, pulls off. Ethan Lamons off the track. Here's your race leaders now with Jason Park, the 175, just in front of them. So Derek Brown, Hendricks, Burrow Woods, and now Hendricks now comes back down to the low side. See if it can make it work down there into the lap traffic. Look out. Here's Park stays up on that high side, and now Burrow Woods in the 134 catches up. 135 catches up to them. Still Derek Brown. Next lap car would be the 21 of Welshmeyer and the 0 of Jay Lamons. That's... Next lap will be halfway. Next lap will be lap 25. For Derek Brown, your race leader will go through the top 10 halfway this time. So Derek Brown, David Hendricks, your top 2. Then it's Burrow Woods and the 135, Toby Ott, the 27, Jim Moody, and gets by him into that 4th spot. Then Toby Ott, James Flood, the 42, 51 of Brian Shute, Chris Lloyd, the 1X, Mark Carter, the 9. There's up in your top 10. And just behind Carter, it's the 04 of Cody Frazon. There's your top 10 now as Derek Brown gets around Welshmeyer in the 21. Hendricks. And then that 135. Now Burrow Woods putting pressure on that 2nd spot of Hendricks. But Derek Brown strong here. About a 6-car length lead now into the lap traffic. That's actually Johnny Coates in the 85, borrowed a car there in that feature event. So Brown, Hendricks, Burrow Woods, Toby Ott here with Moody now. Moody slides up and loses 3 spots that time. So Toby Ott move up in the 4th. It'll be James Flood. Here comes the 51 of Shute. So back to your race leader coming into turn number 4. This will be lap number 30 this time across. For Derek Brown. Hendricks staying with him. Also Burl Woods. Toby Ott would be back here. And then we have Flood, and now the 51 a shoot getting by Ott. So still Hendricks now gets by. Oh, the 11 problem on the 11 car. Your race leader. He comes to a slow on the top side of turn number 2. Yellow comes out. Your race leader, Derek Brown in the 11, comes to a stop. Might be a problem with the tire, not sure. As David Hendricks took him as he slowed down. David Hendricks on lap number 32. Several cars now coming in. They'll see if some of these cars make right rear problem on right rear problem. Happens. And underway, here we go. And Hendricks coming out with the lead. Burl Woods to that second spot now. Shoot, James Flood. Here's your top 4. Battle for that 5th spot, though. Lloyd in the 1X. 27 of Toby Ott, the 133 of Jim Moody down on the low side. 2 and 3 wide back there. Here comes the 21 of Mark Carter. Meanwhile, back to your leaders here on lap number 22. There's the 54 of Hendricks. Hendricks, Burl Woods. Shoot, Flood, Lloyd, the 133 of Moody. 21 of Mark Carter now. Moving up, Toby Ott, Dalton Imhoff in the 96. In the straight stock showdown with your David Hendricks as your current race leader here. David Hendricks as your leader, and the yellow flag comes out. So David Hendricks still scored as the 0 of Jay Lamons goes around. 2 laps in the books as we bring him down. It's David Hendricks. Green flag goes. Here we go. See if we can finish him up. It's the 2nd annual straight stock showdown with Hendricks, your race leader. Burl Woods trying to put some pressure on him. Shoot in the 51. Here comes Lloyd now in the 1X. Chris Lloyd out of Paragould, Arkansas. So right now, Hendricks, Burl Woods, Shoot, Lloyd, Flood, Moody, Carter, Toby Ott, Brett Wood, and Dalton Imhoff, your top 10. This will be lap 35 this time across. Burl Woods now trying to get a nose in as Hendricks trying to make it work on the top side. Burl Woods. 2 wide as they come down the back stretch here. Burl Woods with David Hendricks. Here comes Burl Woods down on that low side. New race leader, Burl Woods on lap number 35. Hendricks and Shoot. Here comes Brian Shoot now. Flood and Chris Lloyd, your top 5. Mark Carter just behind them. Brett Wood in the 7 and 133 of Jim Moody, but your race leader, Burl Woods. Shoot, and now Hendricks slips back to the 3rd spot. Flood in the 42. Chris Lloyd, the 21 of Carter, the 7 of Brett Wood. Burl Woods. Brian Shoot. Let's see if anybody has anything left. This will be lap 38 this time across for your race leader, Burl Woods. So Woods, Shoot, and Hendricks, your top 3. Then it's Flood, Lloyd, 21 of Carter, the 7 of Brett Wood, Toby Ott, the 27 to 133 of Jim Moody, the 96 of Dalton Imhoff. Here's lap number 39 this time across. Just 11 to go. Oh, and a car goes around. It's Jim Moody in turn 3 and 4. Tough break there for Moody. Single foul restart. It will be Burl Woods coming down the front stretch. Here we go. A lot of bottom feeders down there in 1 and 2, but Burlwood's protecting that lead. Shoot, Hendricks, Flood. Here's the 21 of Mark Carter up in the top 5 now. Mark Carter. So Carter followed by Brett Wood in the 7. Brett Wood, your track champion here at Central Missouri Speedway, the 7 car out of Warrensburg, but right now your leader on lap number 40, so just 10 to go. Burl Woods, will he be able to hang on? Woods, Shoot, Hendricks, Flood, Carter, your top 5. Burl Woods staying down pretty much low on turns 1 and 2. Don't see as many cars now going to that high side, but Burl Woods, Brian, Shoot, David Hendricks, still your top 3. This will be lap number 42 this time across. Street stock showdown here at Central Missouri Speedway. Good weekend of racing. Qualifying on night number 1, Burl Woods was in that top 6 at the end of that night 1. So Woods, Shoot, Hendricks, Flood in the 42, the 21 of Carter. The 1 of Chris Lloyd, Dalton Imhoff, the 7th, Dean Willie 8th, and Tobiot 9th now. Still, Burlwood starting to pull away a little bit here, about a 4-car length lead. This will be 5 to go this time across, just 5 to go. Lap number 45 for your race leader, Burl Woods. Will he hang on here in the final few laps? David Hendricks now gets back up into that 2nd spot. Hendricks gets by Brian Shoot. Flood, Carter. There's your top 5, but Burl Woods now starts to pull away. Hendricks and Shoot in that 2nd and 3rd spot. Flood, Mark Carter. Still Chris Lloyd, Dalton Imhoff, Dean Willie, Tobiot, and Larry Ferris now your top 10. Still your race leader with 47, so 3 to go for Burl Woods. Can he hang on here to the end? Burl Woods' white flag will come out this next time across for your race leader. Woods, Hendricks, Shoot, Flood, and Carter still your top 5. Let's see if this will remain to the end. Burl Woods, Odell Trucking, the number 135, takes the white flag. Hendricks still in that 2nd spot. Brian Shoot, James Flood, and Mark Carter, your top 5 as he comes down the front stretch. Your winner, Burl Woods in the 135. It's David Hendricks, Brian Shoot, James Flood, Mark Carter, Chris Lloyd in 6th, 7th, Dalton Imhoff. 8th goes to Dean Willie, 9th to Larry Ferris, 10th to Tobiot, 11th to Clayton Campbell. So congratulations to your winner here tonight, the 135 of Burl Woods. Schoenfeld headers as he gets ready to get out, gets that safety equipment up. 50 big laps tonight.
You're going to get a picture right there. He's coming out. Flags behind you, cameras over there. Nice job, bro.
Gets all that safety equipment off, helmet off as he gets up out of the car. Burl Woods, your winner tonight. So congratulations, Burl. Wow, what a run here tonight. Congratulations. I tell you, there's some fast cars out there tonight, but you came through. Once you got into that lead, you hung on there.
Yeah, these guys, I tell you what, they keep you honest every lap. I was running there and following Moody, and I felt like my car had a little bit more than his, and I didn't know where to go, and I moved up to the middle, and I got a good run, and then I ran down Toby, and I was racing him, and he's pretty tough on the high side, and then I was working on Derek, and then all of a sudden I seen some white, and I thought it was Toby up there, and I'm like, well, maybe I just ain't picking it up. So I was racing, and then all of a sudden it's Hendricks, and I'm like, oh, crap, you know. So once he got by me, I thought, man, it's over. And then I don't know what happened to Derek. Looked like he had a flat. And then I was just working and trying to find where my car liked it. I was good everywhere. I just wasn't as good as him on the top, and then the track just changed there at the end, and I found a line, and it made a heck of a race.
It was a good one tonight. I know you have a lot of folks, of course, Odell Trucking.
Yeah, I can't thank Jim enough. He does a lot for me and my family. You know, I wouldn't be here at all if it wasn't for them, and I can't say enough about them.
All right, congratulations on your win tonight. 5,000 to Burl Woods. Looks like you got some helpers up there tonight. Congratulations to Burl and the entire team.